There's the website. Now, we're definitely adding to the website tonight in our show. We're actually adding information to it because of the things that went on or that are going on, have gone on in between the two different dates. Let's build on ptpera.com. And when I say build on it, I am telling you folks, the changes are massive as far as fellowship is concerned. Now, what in the world is David Shannon from Freed Hardeman doing in the crowd with Pepperdine, ACU, York, Rochester, Lubbock Christian, places like that, just rank liberal strongholds, and yet there he is in a conference, and what are they conferring about? And Kirk Brothers, what are you doing in there? Dude, and here's the president of Harding University. This is the original 2019 Polishing the Pulpit, ptpera.com. Let me just enlarge this and let you actually see the logos and things of that nature. The website builder called it Poisoning the Pulpit 2019, and the keynote speakers then were Dan Winkler, Melvin Odie, and all you have to do if you get on the website is click the individual, Dan Winkler, and you'll be able to see where Dan Winkler has gone and with whom he has been involved. Then you have Steve Higginbotham, Steve Higginbotham, and then Phil Sanders. And you might say, look at Phil Sanders, such a fresh face. There's no way Phil is involved in nefarious activity, unlawful activity according to the Word of God, or works of darkness, fellowshipping people of that nature. And so we're going to basically let you be the judge tonight as we bring up new information. So where's the information? Here is the information. This is actually a picture supplied by Crowley's Ridge College over in Paragould, Arkansas. Now, what we actually have here is you have the president of Crowley's Ridge College in Arkansas, in Paragould, and here up there where my finger is right there is Kirk Brothers. He is the president of Heritage University in Alabama. He is also on Polishing the Pulpit this year. These individuals are a multitude of false teachers. They are presidents of colleges like, let's go ahead and let them do the work for us. This is supplied by Crowley's Ridge. Also, a president in there with Kirk Brothers, who is the speaker on Polishing the Pulpit this year, and president of Heritage University, which allows you to see where Heritage is in the big picture. Here are the presidents of the respective schools that are all gathered there in a conference at Harding University in November of 2021, I believe is what the timeline stamp says. And so let's go through them. Abilene Christian University's president? Really? Kirk Brothers? Heritage University? He's up in there with Abilene Christian University's president. What are they doing? They're scheming, y'all. What are they scheming about? All of these guys and many of the platforms out there that are put on are about the freshman class, the new freshman class. We've been telling you this for quite some time. CYC, Christian Youth Challenge, that takes place in a notable city in Tennessee. That is individuals like Faulkner University. It is individuals like Freed Hardeman and Heritage. They're putting on that type of school. Mars Hill, they're putting on CYC Christian Youth Challenge, and they're basically leaning to the right. They're trying to get kids that are more right-leaning in spiritual matters. That would be what they would say. Then you have Winterfest. And so they're back-to-back. 1 week of CYC, right-leaning individuals, 1 week of Winterfest, left-leaning individuals. And what colleges are they trying to get to draw from? What kind of kids are they trying to get to come to that? They would be kids that would be going to Abilene Christian, Crowley's Ridge, David Lipscomb, Lubbock Christian, Ohio Valley, if it even exists anymore, Oklahoma Christian, Pepperdine, Rochester, York, those kinds of colleges. You might say, I don't know about these kind of colleges. Let me tell you what. These guys know each other. This is them, and they're celebrating their meeting together at Harding University in November 2021. Now, what in the world is David Shannon from Freed Hardeman doing in the crowd with Pepperdine, ACU, York, Rochester, Lubbock Christian, places like that, just rank liberal strongholds, and yet there he is in a conference, and what are they conferring about? And Kirk Brothers, what are you doing in there? Dude, and here's the president of Harding University. So you have all of these individuals. Let's go through their names. Abilene Christian University, Dr. Phil Schubert. Crowley's Ridge College, Dr. Richard Johnson, right up front. Faulkner University, Mike Williams. Freed Hardeman University, David Shannon. Harding University, David Burke. That's who that was that I was pointing at right here with my cursor. Heritage Christian University, Dr. Kirk Brothers, President. Lipscomb University, Dr. Candace McQueen, President. Lubbock Christian University, Dr. Scott McDowell. Nations University, Dr. John Baxter. Ohio Valley University, Michael Ross. Oklahoma Christian University, John D. Steiger. Pepperdine University, Dr. Jim Gash. Rochester University, Dr. Brian Stogner. And York College, Dr. Sam Smith. Now, I guarantee you that there are people that are sitting here watching this in utter disbelief. Utter disbelief. What is that? You have just seen all of the people that are right-leaning, people that are parading around and polishing the pulpit right now. you are actually seeing the players that are involved in that entity involved with Pepperdine University, with Lipscomb University, Abilene University, and you might be trying to distance yourself, but you cannot distance yourself out of this. That is basically somebody that is happy to put that out. This dude right here, Crowley's Ridge, they're happy to put this stuff out and to let you know. But this is me demonstrating to you that the era has multiplied drastically. Let's look at what goes on at Crowley's Ridge. So Crowley's Ridge is near Jonesboro, Arkansas. You have people like folk all over Jonesboro. You would have people that look at Crowley's Ridge as an option for their children to be educated, some in the preaching program. You name the congregation in that area, the Jonesboro, Arkansas, Paragould, Arkansas area. All around in that particular area, they are involved with this particular university. Well, who are we looking at? Jimmy Adcox. We're looking at Bruce McClarty. What are we looking at these individuals for? And so I have Bruce McClarty way down here, but at the bottom he was the president of Harding University. What are they doing? They're on a lectureship together with several other individuals, but let's just look at Jimmy Adcox to begin with. Jimmy Adcox was on the 2017 Pepperdine Lectures. What? Crowley's Ridge has Jimmy Adcox on their 2000, let's see what year that's going to be, third speaker for the CRC Bible Lectureships 2022. So then you have Bruce McClarty, also the 2022. Bruce McClarty used to have it on his bio when he was at Harding University that he was a Pepperdine speaker. Let's look at the proof that Jimmy Adcox is here. This is page 8 of a PDF that you can download. Simply 74th Annual Pepperdine Lectureship, Spiritual Rhythms, Scrolls for Robust Salvation, 2017. Mike Coate, the director. Mike Coate, the director. And so, as we said a moment ago, Jeff Walling, he is in charge of the youth activity. He would be the person who's putting on Winterfest. And so, as I said, those are back-to-back, two solid weeks. What does that mean? CYC youth that are supposedly right-leaning, they have an opportunity to attend a couple of days of Winterfest where all the liberals are. Well, let me tell you something. All of them are liberals, both sides of them. What I'm showing you tonight is all of these individuals are involved with each other. And Kirk Brothers is basically the tie-in tonight. Here is Jimmy Adcox. He is actually on this 2017 Pepperdine Lectures. Pepperdine is the pinnacle of false teaching in our brotherhood. I mean, all liberals line up to Pepperdine. And what I'm saying is they're all lining up in your assemblies as well. You just don't know it. Here's Jimmy Adcox right here. This is a Hope Session partnership. See Jimmy Adcox right there. You see right below it. Lynn Anderson. Are you kidding me? The Church of Christ is one big denomination. Lynn Anderson celebrated that when he was at the college congregation in Abilene, Texas, Abilene Christian University, the big time liberal. And I could spend all night on the individuals that are involved in this. And so there's Jimmy Adcox, 2017. And so at the 2017 lectures, Pepperdine Lectures, are you ready for this? I just don't think you're going to believe this. Who were they making provisions for? We don't have anything to do with Pepperdine. Well, Abilene Christian University reception and meal program. Sometimes you have to get in the weeds and look at this programming. They had reception for Abilene Christian University. Then you drop down and you have Christian Relief Fund, and you have Lubbock Christian University, Lipscomb University. You have Pepperdine, Rochester College, and World Bible School, World Christian Broadcast. There's no telling who else is supporting World Christian Broadcast. I actually called up the Chancellor, Freed Hardeman, 2-3 years ago, trying to get him to take his name off of this program because of the liberal individuals that were involved with it. He would not do it. York College, Oklahoma Christian. There you have it. See the individuals that are actually having their provisions made for them at Pepperdine? You mean to tell me these schools go back and forth with each other? Can I ask you, do you mean to tell me you don't know this? This is the kind of thing that you actually get on polishingthepulpitera.com, ptpera.com. Let me go back to this right quick, the actual website. I'm going to show you how it works. Steve Higginbotham. Steve Higginbotham, he looks harmless, but if you want to really find out about Steve Higginbotham and who he runs with, and do you want your kids running with Steve Higginbotham, the people he runs with, he was on Affirming the Faith Lectures in 2019 with Pepperdine, Steve Clower, Pepperdine guy, Bruce McClarty, Pepperdine guy, Tim Powell's Tulsa Workshop, Jeremy Beller, ACU. Jeremy Beller is also a speaker on the Crowley's Ridge Lectures in 2022. So that's the kind of individuals that you'll find Steve Higginbotham running with, Tim Powell's, Bruce McClarty, Steve Clower, and Jeremy Beller. And it just gets worse, y'all. This is just, it's really ridiculous that I'm having to show you this. Phil Sanders, who will Phil Sanders not run with? Phil Sanders, Affirming the Faith, 2015. This is a lectureship that's in Oklahoma City. Dale Maynard was on that lectureship with Phil Sanders. Harding, 2019 speaker. Harold Red, OCU, 2013 speaker. Tommy South, Pepperdine, 2015. Tommy South is also, unless he has had to cancel or something that I don't know about, he is also a speaker at PTP this year. And he is a Pepperdine. Do I need to go on? I'm saying this is how the website works. Click on Dan Winkler. Wholesome looking guy, good picture going on. 2016, Affirming the Faith. Dale Maynard, Pepperdine. Chris McCurley, ACU, Bruce McCarty, Pepperdine, Stafford North, had Duck Dynasties, Missy, one of the wives of one of the guys there that owns a winery, cigar company, and whatever else. They are a Church of Christ down in Monroe, West Monroe, Louisiana. They are no longer affiliated with the Church of Christ in the sense that they believe that there is one true church. Now, I know I went fast with that, but this is YouTube. So what? We're actually doing local television. You're getting to see us talk about folk within the Church of Christ and the behavior that they're involved in. Listen, this policy in the pulpit is rank. I'm talking about rank. Tommy South, no way he should be able to get the fellowship view. Kirk Brothers, there's no way Kirk Brothers should be running around with folk from ACU, President level, ACU, Harding, Rochester, York, Pepperdine. Are you kidding? Oklahoma Christian? No, but there it was. There was the evidence. So you go back and look at it, and you just try to make it not be so. The PTP era van and all that, there's no way that that's going to accomplish anything. You don't know what God's doing, and you don't know what small activity that you possibly could be involved in, and it not even be something that you intentionally were trying to do for good, and it ends up working around to bring about a massive amount of good in God's way of working things. Now, as I said, you ask anybody about a startup website. On the day it started up, 24 hours, 1,400 people had gone to the page all over the nation and into Hawaii and other parts of the world, had gone on to ptpera.com to see what these guys were up to. You see what I'm saying? We're giving you evidence, and we could fill pages, reams of information where these guys are going and their friends are going, and you all are being taken like sheep. They are simply fleecing you, and PTP is the implement by which it is happening, and several other venues like it. And so we added to that Kirk Brothers and Tommy South, and we've shown you where these individuals are. Now, I'm saying you just ask around, a startup website, no advertisement other than a banner on the side of a U-Haul in the city, in the town, in and around where the venue is going to take place. Who would try to do something like that? And what results would you get? And we're at the point now where we can look at our counting device. You might not even realize that is such a thing. And so I can actually see what has happened in the last day or two, last 30 days. In the last 30 days before PTP started, 78 individuals got on the website, and we haven't done anything with this website in 2 years. And so in the last 7 days, 46 individuals have looked at it. Do you realize how many people 46 people talked to? Caleb did a show just a few days ago, and in just a few days, 3 or 4 guys had made 240 comments. What does that mean? It means people will get on websites and they will just knock it out with each other until they just run out of energy, and then they will end up telling other people what happened, and they'll get other people to go back and look at these videos. And basically, I'm saying, y'all, what makes us do this? What makes us presume? Here's the axiom, Butler's axiom. What are we talking about? What makes people do what they do? What makes us do what we do? Well, those lepers are in my DNA. Let me tell you. I called the sermon that when I preached it the first time years and years and years ago, Leper's Logic. And I have learned so much since then about that text because I continue to go back to it and I study it, and we're actually studying Kings in our What Does the Bible Say school. Suppose the Syrians kill them. They are no worse off. We're basically looking at these lepers, and we're looking at how they think and how people think. And they basically weren't on any good mission necessarily. Suppose the Syrians did kill them. They're no worse off. The chance of life may be faint, but it is the only one left and better than none. So what do? When men are in earnest, I'm right here, when men are in earnest, a very slight probability suffices them to act upon. When people are in earnest about something, these guys are trying to save their lives, 4 of them, and they're in earnest, and they're basically saying, is there any probability that going to the Syrians might keep us alive? And when people are in earnest, a very slight probability suffices them to act upon. They discovered the truth of Butler's axiom, that probability is the guide of life. Did these men not act rationally in allowing even a slight probability to turn the balance of their action? How should it be otherwise when we deal with spiritual things? A man is to him, this is going to go back about the existence of God. A man is in doubt as to the existence of God, as to the reality of a future life, but there is a probability. He goes on and talks about atheism. But you see what's going on here? This Butler's axiom basically says probability is the guide of life. I am an eternal optimist. The probability of if we try, something is going to happen to the good for God. Why would I believe that? Why would I not? So what did we do? We set out to put that information in front of the crowd that was going to PTP, and 1,400 out of 5,000, we had a very, very successful startup that particular day in 24 hours. That's almost a fourth of the individuals that were there, of the number of individuals that were there, got on our website and saw the era that was parading around as if it were true and right. Now, those that help men against their will, it often turns out, as in the case of Joseph's brethren, that our enemies really serve us. Do you not realize this? Those that help men against their will. There are plenty of people that are doing things for us against their will. What does that mean? There are people that are just all they do is fixate on us and they talk trash about us. They are actually helping us against their own will. Do you not realize that every knock against us is a plug? Every time you open your mouth and say, Johnny, Caleb, the Martinsville Church of Christ, the Danville Church of Christ, these brethren in Virginia, these people come to their tents, they're a bunch of radicals. Thank you. Thank you for opening your mouth and making mention so that people will say, you know what, I'm going to go check out what does the Bible say. Got a call from Sacramento, San Diego. Just before I came on the broadcast tonight, the gentleman was watching a broadcast having to do with the book, The Rise and Progress, the history of the rise and progress of the Baptist Church in Virginia, or the Baptists in Virginia, 1809, first publication. We basically put it in front of people in 2008, and it has been soaring continuously since then. Has gone back into print in 2 or 3 different venues, whip and stock, very expensive publication, and then Brad Cobb has published it, and we buy it from him now in a very, very nice version, and that's what the guy was wanting. He wanted to know if it was possible for him to lay his hands on a book that actually demonstrates that the Church of Christ was in existence in Virginia in 1770 out of the mouth of the people that claimed to be Baptists. The Baptists were publishing this book, and they were actually telling about the Church of Christ coming to life in Virginia as a result of people going back to the New Testament trying to practice New Testament doctrine. Now, folks, this is very important information for you to get in your psyche so that you'll actually act on probability. Why would we think that men would help us against their own will? Because people are helpless when they start misbehaving, and somebody who believes in what we believe in start doing the things that we do. They don't know what to do, and they begin to act up. And it often turns out, as in the case of Joseph's brethren, that our enemies are really serving us. Thank you very much to the people that help us along.